First, they took your family and your riches. Then they took your health and your pride. Finally, they left you to die. What will you do, exile, when there is nothing left but to live or die? Now that you've chosen, what will you become?
Okay, here we are. Welcome to the channel. I'm Gray, the gray-haired gamer, and today we are playing some Conan Exiles, and this is one of the free games you can get off the Ultimate Game Pass. And it's been for a while now, but they've had some recent excitement with the release of the Isle of Sipta expansion, which is included in the game. You don't have to pay extra for that. As you can see on the right, there is downloadable content, but most of it is just new building sets, pieces, new weapon designs. It's all basically all cosmetic. Totally not necessary to play the full game and enjoy it. And what we're going to do today, for all the new folks out here, is we're going to do a single player game. You can play online if you want to play with your friends. We'll take a quick look at that. There's a couple different modes there. Here we go. You can choose full player versus player, PvP. The PvE conflict is mainly PvE, player versus environment, with limited windows of player versus player in that. And then you have full player versus environment, no PvP at all. So other people cannot raid your bases, steal your supplies, things like that. If you're new to the game and you want to play with your friends, I suggest full PvE. Because there's nothing worse than when you're a beginner going in there and collecting a bunch of stuff and having some level 60 max level guy come in and gank all your stuff. But today we're going to play single player just to show everybody what's going on, and then we don't have to compete with other players, and it also gives us a lot of control over how easy or how difficult we want the game to be. So single player, and we're going to start a brand new game for all you folks out there just so you can see what's going on. Okay, you can play co-op, which is a multiplayer without using one of the servers. If you got one or two friends you want to play with, single player co-op would probably be the best thing. But since it's just me here today, we're going to play in single player. Now, here we go. We have two areas: the Exiled Lands, which was the main map when the game first came out. There has been a couple big expansions to this. A big jungle area to the east and a large volcano / glacier area to the north. And then you have the new Isle of Sipta, which is exactly that. It's a big island. But we're going to start in the Exile lands. And we have your different difficulties: Civilized, Decadent, Barbaric. Now, Civilized is very easy. As you gain experience faster, don't need to eat or drink as often. You do more damage. You don't drop your items on death. That's a big thing. I've had that happen many times where I get into a tough area and I get killed, and all my items, armor, weapons, everything gets dropped in the middle of this hard camp, and I can't go recover them. Decadent is the baseline Conan experience, meaning that when you go on the official multiplayer servers, this is the difficulty you will be playing at. Barbaric is very hard. You do less damage to enemies, they do more damage to you. You only get experience for some of your actions. You do not get experience just for existing like you do in the Civilized. And then you also have the Purge. The Purge comes out every so often. It's a group of random monsters or humanoids that come and attack your base. And that's usually, the more you build, the quicker that will be to happen. Then we have the Isle of Sipta, again, Civilized, the basic, easy version, Decadent, normal version, and Barbaric is hard. You also have custom settings, which you can go in and fine-tune everything, but if you're just starting off, I would get into that a bit later. So we're going to go to the Exile lands, Decadent, and hit X to play. Yes, I want to that's one important thing. You can only have one single player game at a time. I had already had one here. You see a save game already exists. I have to overwrite it to start a new game, so I will lose my buildings, my character, everything. It does have a little bit of a load up time, but it's not too bad. And we'll watch the intro cutscene, which explains how you got to the exiled lands and what you need to do to escape, because that is the whole point of the game, to escape the exiled lands, and it's pretty complicated what you need to do. You obviously start off at level 1. There's a max level of 60, and as you level up you get stat points to spend on your strength, your constitution, etc., and you also get skill points that let you have access to new technologies. Okay, here we are in character creation, and we'll choose a male. Then you can choose male or female. Then you have your race, which race has absolutely zero effect on the game. Your religion, that is one part of the game. You can use it or not. it doesn't really affect the outcome of the game. But you have different religions. Mitra, who specializes in healing and light. Set, if you've watched the Conan movies, especially the Arnold, James Earl Jones was a high priest of Set, the snake god. Yog, who is a cannibal. Ymir is the frost giant, cold. And Dekurto, fertility and death. And Crom, which was Conan's god, but gives you no benefit whatsoever. And now we have Zath, which is a new one with the Isle of Sipta, whose avatar is a giant spider. And invisible god. Dictates are concerned with purity. They do not drink, gamble, or fornicate. They believe that the holy venom of Zath will purify the world. What fun is that if you can't drink, gamble, or fornicate? Come on, this is Conan. So we're going to take Set, because one benefit I know if you build a temple of Set is you can produce poison antidotes, which now are not that bad. When the game first came out, there were a lot of spiders and big giant lizards that when they attacked you would poison you and take quite a bit of health. And you have your choices, only 4 choices for voice. Again, makes no difference on the gameplay, just to help you customize your character.
Cut me down, please. Death is coming. The gods are watching.
Cut me down,
Stoic.
please. The gods are watching. Death is coming.
Death is coming.
Desperate.
Cut me down, please. The gods are watching.
And finally, learn.
Death is coming. Cut me down, please.
Okay. Then you have your head options. You have a couple choices for the face. And you can customize these things a little later. Skin tone, hairstyles, okay, so we're going to choose one. Hair color, and since I am the gray hair gamer, we're going to make his hair white. Again, with eyebrows, different styles, eyebrows and color, facial hair, and color of facial hair, eyeshadow, which it's kind of hard to see when it's black. We'll put up to a color here. Let you see the differences. Again, these are all cosmetic. So there we go. Now here's your face details where you can go in and really fine tune jaw size, chin size, cheeks, nose width, mouth, ears, eyes, color of the eyes, and then you have your body features, which has your height, amount of nudity. When you do buy the full game, there is a full nudity patch. Doesn't really affect the game. I mean, some young kids may want to say, oh, you can see boobs, but once you put on a piece of armor, they're covered up anyhow. Your physique, how ripped you are, and it does make a difference when you are on max physique and you are just ripped. There you go, somewhere in the middle. Again, and your breast size, pecs, if for the case of a guy. And a finalized character. Okay, here hangs the Stygian condemned to death for impersonating a priestess. Must have been a good impersonation because I'm a guy. Destruction of property and lecherous behavior. These are the reasons I was arrested. Okay.
During the year of the Cobra, a prisoner captured by unknown means was transported into the exiled lands, crucified, and left to die for crimes that they may or may not have committed. Death comes swiftly on black wings, until fate intervenes.
Yeah, cutscenes are really good on this game. So here you are arrested and taken to the exiled lands, crucified, and left to die. Oh, it's the man himself.
Thirsty, dead man. Shall I cut you down from that corpse tree? It might kill you. You civilized men are soft. Your lives are not nailed to your spines. Where I come from, we kill our enemies in battle. We don't leave them in the desert to die like dogs. So, you live again, dead man. This land does not love men. You are marked. Cross the ghost fence wearing that. It might have been kinder to leave you on the cross. Live, love, burn with life, slay and survive. We will meet again, dead man.
So there it is. The main objects of the game: survive, build, Minecraft classifies Minecraft for grown-ups. Another quick loading screen, and then this is the last. Once we're in the game, there are no loading screens between areas, anything like that. Okay, here we are at the starting point. Right stick controls your camera. There we are in our glorious loincloth. Left stick movement. If you hit on your D-pad, right brings you up your map. We'll take a look here and cursor with the left stick, move the whole map. the right stick. Bumpers zoom in and out. And right down in the desert, and this will be your spawn points. If you die, you will spawn back here unless you have a bed or bedroll built. This is one of the spawn points. Another is over here somewhere, I believe, and one further over the spawn points. Starting points are basically the same. They would spawn in one area or another. Okay, we are going to be referred to. We have the area, demons, dragons, etc. You will not be going here for a while as a brand new player. Over to the right here is a jungle area. Oops. A jungle area, which was an addition from the original game. This is an intermediate area. The animals here are tougher. There are a lot of things to discover in here. And here you have the volcano. These areas are the hard or advanced area, and would not suggest you go there until you're at least 40 or even max level. Okay, our different we can access the map, or we can access using the first one's our inventory. This left pane is what we are currently carrying, which is nothing. You start the game literally with nothing. In the middle here is what we have equipped. Again, nothing. We can equip to our head, our torso, our hands, legs, and again, and also it shows us the red bar at the top, 200 is our health. The bar beneath that is our stamina. Whenever we run, we attack, we climb, we use stamina, and it can quickly run out. To the left of that is 4 out of 100, so it can go a little bit before we get too thirsty. And the one to the right of that, 60 of 100, is our food. When they drop to low levels, they will change to orange and then red, and you suffering from thirst or starving to death from hunger. And then over here to the right is our crafting panel, which shows us currently what we can produce just with our own hands. Later on, we will build tables, benches, forges that we can craft things from that table or forge. But right now we can craft only basic things. Twine from plant fiber. Plant fiber is a very big thing in this game. This is our bedroll, which you start off with fiber or rawhide, and these are very important because wherever you place this down and you die, will give you a spawn point, so you don't have to start back out in the desert. The fiber bedroll works just as good as the rawhide bedroll, and later on you can access technology to build beds, and they work exactly the same. One is no better than the other, so if you only have a bit of materials, go ahead and make a fiber bedroll. It's going to work just the same as the more expensive things. I have an improvised torch, which only lasts a very short time. Later on we'll have the technology to unlock regular torches, which last a lot longer, standing torches, etc., etc. We have our water skin, which, being out in the desert is important. To carry water, they can carry 10 drinks, and you can reuse and refill them at water supplies like the river, lakes, etc., etc. Here we have our basic tools, which you start off, you can only build stone. Later we will unlock iron, and then steel, hardened steel, star metal, which is metal that comes from meteorites that fall from the sky, obsidian tools, which comes from the volcano area, etc., etc. And we have a cleaver, which will let us harvest meat from animals and things we kill. A hatchet lets us harvest wood from trees. A pick lets us harvest stone and things that we have to mine. And a skinning knife, which is very important, will allow us to harvest skins from animals that we kill. Those are very important because those become leather, hard leather, etc., and become the basis for our armor. Here's our religion. We build a small temple, and later on you can upgrade those. And here we have our basic clothing, our basic armor, just made out of simple plant fibers. You can see armor value only 1 for foot wraps, armor value 1 for hand wraps, but they will give you some protection from the environment. And later on we will upgrade this to light leather armor, medium and heavy leather armor, etc. And then we have our healing. Rough wraps, which basically are bandages, and an aloe potion that you have to have from aloe leaves. Okay, since our food and water supply are dwindling quickly, we're going to get started here. Okay, so you can see we're starting off out in the middle of the desert, and what we can do here to get an early bit of experience is we can do what are called our journey steps. Okay, and this is basically a guide. You do not have to complete these. It's just a guide in case you get lost or feel a little, don't know what to do next. You can see the basic ones here: climb, drink, eat, use a bed, clothe yourself. And then once you unlock these, the chapter 2 ones will be exposed, and they will get harder and harder. So for the beginning, we're going to knock off a few of these. We're going to hit since we have no weapons equipped, we're going to hit the left trigger to kick. We're going to go up here and see. Oh, I've discovered something. Press F to interact.
The very boundaries of civilization. Beyond the passage of our highways lie the wild places of the world, where untamed savages make endless war upon each other. You cannot pass into the endless wastes enslaved. Your bonding prevents it. Return. Follow the road. Any road. All roads lead to the city.
Okay, so this is just a bit of lore that you find out that this area was created and built, like the Forgotten City was built by some ancient race that is now gone. And again, that we cannot leave. See this bracelet on my wrist? If I try to pass beyond the boundaries of this place, it will kill me. These are not mandatory to find these. If you don't find any, it will not affect the game. But now you can see as we move up to this object, we have some new options on the bottom right. We can climb. And as long as we hold still, we're not losing any stamina. But as we climb, you see it uses up my stamina. Climbing up and climbing down. Which my stamina then quickly recharges. We click the left stick to run, and you can see again that also uses my stamina. Okay, so some of the first things we need to do and they give you is find a water skin, which they leave you one at the beginning area. Must be further up here. It's usually lying on a rock somewhere. Haha, here we go. Okay. So, we will take this water skin and select our inventory, and here we can see use. It gives us 3 drinks left. We will use it, and you see my drink meter filled up there quite a bit. We'll take another drink, and we're back in the green. And there's also a
I am beaten,
note.
left to rot among the ruins of the past. There are others here, slaves, bandits and cannibals, exiles from lands I've never heard of. Some of them try to scrape a life from the wasteland, scrabbling in the rocks and sand for their own place. I cannot go on. The life that I left behind haunts me. The sun over the glittering spires of Belverus is forever denied me. The smell of my daughter's hair. I will pass the ghost fence, and this cursed land will finally end me. To whoever reads this note, I leave the last of my water and this message. Stranger, you have my pity. You do not know how cursed you truly are.
Okay, well that's encouraging. A suicide note from someone who's been here before. And like we said before, he crossed through the boundary and died because he could not remove his bracelet. Okay, so we're going to start making our way from where we are down here. Basically straight north up into the Noob River area, where we will encounter some animals, some other exiled humans, and better resources. And you can see there are quite a bit of ruins. This is one of the roads that the monolith there talked about. And we're going to start harvesting some supplies. Now these large stones we can't harvest yet until we build a pick. So to build a pick we need sticks or branches and stones. So these small stones, you hit X, boom, harvest 1 stone plus 1. So I have 1 stone. It's telling me my stomach hurts and I'm getting down on food, and we'll show you how to deal with that in just a moment. But we're going to keep making our way north, finding some supplies along the way. Now to make us a basic set of tools, there's 10 stone, 5 stone, 5 stone, that's 20, and 20. So we're going to need 40 stone in total to build us a set of basic tools. So collect these up along the way. Okay, and now here is our second resource. Ooh, what's this? That is a bat demon. You will find them in some of the tougher areas. Unfortunately, this one runs away. Okay, so here we have branches just lying about. We will pick one of those up. And those are also used to build our basic tools. We will need a total of 5, 10, 15, 20 branches to build our 4 basic tools. and then build our clothes, we'll need plant fiber for this level. And those, let's pick up a couple more of these branches, pick up a couple stones, are from plants. And you do the exact same thing. You walk up to a bush and push X, and you'll see I'm starting to collect a few plant fibers. You will get other things from the bushes, and we will hopefully show you them soon. There we go. We got seeds and a handful of insects. The seeds will become important later on, but for now we need mostly the fiber and a disgusting source of food. We're going to use the handful of insects, and you'll see my food meter there on the right went up a little bit. We took a last drink of water. Now our water skin is still good, it just needs to be refilled, and as soon as we get to the river we will do that. So we're going to collect up some more, whatever we can here. And I gained a level from harvesting. On the harder levels, like we said before, the decadent levels or the custom levels, you do not necessarily get experience just from harvesting. So let's pick up a few more sticks, stones, and keep making our way to the north. Run a little bit. The technique that I do is run a little bit and then walk, because if you let your stamina go down on 100%, there is a delay, a penalty that you take before it recharges. Okay, so now we made it quite a bit closer to the Noob River. We started off down here, and we're starting to approach some green oasis type areas with trees and bushes and whatnot. Now, before we can harvest any of these things, we are going to need our tools. So, let's see, a pick is the most important. We will craft one of those, and that's all we can craft until we get more branches. So while that's working, we've crafted a tool. Okay, so now we have our inventory, but we also have our quick select menu. Things that are in the quick select menu do not show up in your regular inventory, and that's accessed by holding down your left bumper. You can see I have a pick, and we can select the pick using the right stick. Stone pick, health damage 8. You can use it as a weapon, it just sucks. And it auto assigns it to a spot, and I don't like it in that spot, so I'm going to select it and release, and it's going to put it back in my inventory. So now I select it, hold down the right bumper again, I can pick which slot I want it to be in, and I like to pick right there. So now, while we're here, we can quick select our item. And now we can harvest stone, and you can either use right bumper or right trigger. When you use weapons, right bumper is a quick attack, the right trigger is a strong attack. But for harvesting, it doesn't matter. Okay. Later on, you will be able to construct a sickle, which will harvest plants, aloe, flowers a lot quicker than by hand. Okay, so now we have 63 plant fiber, which should let us make at least some pants, a shirt, gloves, and shoes. So a full set of basic armor. And since we're about to starve to death again, we're going to eat some more disgusting bugs. Okay, there you can see our pants. Okay, so now we have our set of armor, our basic clothing, and if you look, you can see it gives us a total armor of 5, and it's considered light. There's light, medium, and heavy armor, which ties into your encumbrance, which we will go into in a bit. Right now, our most important thing is to finish out our tools and to get a weapon. So we need to look for sticks. Oh, and there's some local creatures here. Those are shellbacks fighting a minor demon that you find along the way. And so we're going to stay out of their aggro range because we do not have a weapon yet. Okay, now here's our aloe. This is important. This is where we get our healing potions. When the game originally came out, you could eat and regain health, but that is no longer the case. Uh-oh, battle music. When you hear that, you are close to having something come and attack you. But we are still on the lookout. There we go, sticks. That's what we need. That's what we need. We're going to try to avoid everything for right now until we can get some more tools. Now once we get an axe, we will get branches from harvesting trees. Uh-oh. Okay, more shellbacks over there. Okay, so now here we are at Noob River. And there's a couple things we can do here. We can just go and pick our harvest button, X, and we will take a drink. And you see my thirst meter filled all the way up. Now, whoops, I can also select my water skin and use it, and now I've filled my water skin. I now have 10 drinks in the water skin there, so we're good to go on water for a while. Our next thing will be food, which we will take care of shortly. Okay, now we have enough sticks to make a axe and a skinning knife, but that still leaves us without a weapon. So, how we get weapons and better armor is in our main menu and under our feats. You learn feat points every time you level up. You can see we are level 5. We have 5 points available and we have spent 0. And now we're going to use our bumpers to jump between the different categories. You can see there are quite a lot of things to unlock and build. Construction, different building sets, different pieces, foundations, walls, roofing, fences, even elevators, trapdoors and ladders. A lot of decorative items, furniture, seats, tables, rugs, banners. You can get really complicated when you build things, really complex. Tools, weapons, armor, religion, and then the last category is everything. You'll see the green ones are things that I've already unlocked. The yellow are things that I can unlock but cost points, and the red I cannot unlock yet. These items here that have the little green icon in the corner, the little green icon in the corner are DLC only. You have to buy the DLC to unlock them. And it does unlock different weapons and shields, but they are basically exactly the same as what you can already craft with the basic game, just a different cosmetic. Okay, so we have 5 points we can spend. So we're going to learn how to make a stone sword. And for some real food, we are going to learn how to build a fire. Okay, and since my stomach is getting very, very hungry, now you can see when we go to our crafting area, it has expanded. We can now build a stone sword, a stone club, and a fire pit. So we need twine, sticks, and stone to build a stone sword. And we get our twine here from our plant fiber, so we're going to make some twine. And while that's working, you can see we have our stone axe and our stone skinning knife, and we're going to move them around a bit. Okay, so now we have an axe. When we go to a tree, we will gain wood and branches. Uh-oh, we got a little too close. Time to run away. And you can basically outrun a lot of things in the game. They will chase you for a little while, but once they get so far from their spawn point, they will retreat. Okay. And here's another interesting little bit. There are some NPCs that you can talk to and in fact learn things from and trade with.
Another new one, eh? I can smell it on you. Veterans tend to smell just a little more like despair. I'm Arcos. Once a sailor, now a wanderer. You didn't think you were the only one, did you? You should go up north. There's whole cities of exiles up there.
Okay.
In the beginning, there were only a few of us. But now, it seems like fresh-faced fools are showing up every week. Not all of them are as friendly as I am, mind you. Watch your step. There are a lot of desperate people out there. Good luck, Exile. It's a tough world out there.